What's up guys, welcome back to a new video on this channel. Today I want to review and showcase the idle RPG Nine Chronicles, which runs on the Libplanet blockchain. This game is very special since it takes the building your game around the blockchain concept to a whole new level, which I haven't seen in any other game before. You will hear later what I exactly mean by that, but now let's take a look at the structuring of this video. In the first part I will show the game, how it works and what you can do. You can use that part as a small introduction to the game, and in the second part of the video I'll talk about some things I like and things that I dislike about this game. Okay, so now let me first clarify what I meant when I said that this game is a whole new level for blockchain gaming. So first of all, this game is being developed open source, so anyone can help with the development of the game and anyone can propose new content, or you can even run your own fork of the game with your friends. Second, as I mentioned before, this game runs on the Libplanet blockchain. You probably have never heard about that one before. And the reason for that is pretty simple. This blockchain exists for the sole purpose of running Nine Chronicles. It has no transaction fees and around 10-second block times. And here comes the best part. The blockchain is being run by the players. While playing the game, you can keep a miner running in the background that helps to run the blockchain. It doesn't need many resources as it only uses one core of your CPU, and you can actually earn the in-game currency called Nine Chronicles gold from mining. Each time that you mine a block, you earn 10 NGC, which is not much, but it adds up over time. This complete decentralization comes of course at the cost, but we will talk about that later. Now let's take a look at the actual gameplay. As I said, Nine Chronicles is an idle RPG, so the gameplay at its core is that you have a character which you use to fight in dungeons where you find different resources. You can then use those resources to craft items and equipment that make your character stronger. You can also upgrade your equipment by forging multiple items of the same type together. The fighting in the dungeon is completely automated since it's an idle game. By leveling up your character, you can unlock different items that become stronger and give different attributes the higher your level is. Once you reach a high enough level, you unlock a PvP arena where you can battle against other players and win prizes. And also there are dungeons that you unlock once you clear stage 100 of the normal dungeons, which is, by the way, pretty high. And those dungeons are much harder and can only be entered using fire gear. There is also a quest system in the game that gives you resources for completing different tasks, like clearing certain stages of the dungeons. It's a good orientation on what to do in the game next. You can't earn gold from doing quests or dungeons, but you need gold for crafting certain items. So there's always a demand for gold, and that's why I recommend on mining while playing the game. You can also mine while not in the game if you want to, and for that just keep the launcher running in the background. The game uses an energy system called action power, like in many other games of this type, and this limits your amount of dungeons that you can do, but you can restore it once your prosperity fully regenerated, which happens automatically over time. Okay, so that's about the basic gameplay of this game. There are some other mechanics, but I don't think they are relevant enough that I talk about them in this video. You will discover them by yourself while playing the game. And now I want to list some things that I really enjoy about the game and some aspects that could be better. First of all, the whole graphics of this game are pretty cool and developed. It has an art style that is relatively common for this type of game, but it looks good, and I think that's all that matters in the end. The game is completely free to play, which is really cool, and you can earn crypto by either mining or by crafting good equipment and selling it on the market. Of course, you can also buy better items at the beginning to speed up your progress, but you are not required to do that. The game is well developed. There aren't too many different gameplay mechanics, but those that exist work very well, and the amount of dungeons is high enough. I haven't found any bugs while testing the game. The biggest advantage of this game is of course that it is truly decentralized and peer-to-peer. I think no other game can claim to be as decentralized as Nine Chronicles, and I expect this level of decentralization to be the default for blockchain games in the coming years. Now, let's talk about the weaknesses of the game. Since I played Nine Chronicles for the first time, the thought that I had in mind is the greatest strength of this game is its greatest weakness. And what I mean by that is that due to the nature of complete decentralization, each action in Nine Chronicles requires a transaction to the blockchain. So every time you start a dungeon, you have to do a transaction. Once you craft a couple of items, you need to wait for a transaction to happen so that the crafting is actually saved on the blockchain, etc. Regarding that, Nine Chronicles is an idle game, those waiting times are still acceptable. You just start the dungeon and then keep the game running in your background, and every time you leave the game, make sure to keep it running for a minute or two so that it's guaranteed that all your actions are saved. I think you get what I am talking about. Another problem, which ironically isn't an issue at all for most other games, is that the currency NGC is not listed at any exchanges. So while the complete game, including the in-game market, is fully decentralized, there is no trustless way to swap the in-game currency. You can go to the Discord server though, and team members will act as an escrow agent for your traders, but still it would be really nice to have a trustless way to trade the gold with other players. So overall, is it worth playing the game? I would say, first and foremost, it depends on whether you even enjoy this type of game. Like, if you don't like card games, you probably won't like Splinterlands. And similarly, if you don't like those idle RPG type games, you maybe won't enjoy Nine Chronicles. In any case, I would recommend to give it a shot and see if you enjoy it. If the game will keep receiving updates, it definitely can turn out big, since the potential for growth is there. And given the way Nine Chronicles integrates a blockchain, I think it's worth to try the game just to even get this experience. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I'll put a link to the game into the description. If you have any questions or notes, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. I would also be happy to read your opinion on the game in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like or a sub. I hope you have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye.